Well, welcome to Chair Yoga once again. I'm so glad you're here joining me today. So I always say that yoga is not really about the poses, it's about our state of mind. But we use our poses to kind of recognize what's going on emotionally, mentally, and we have a lot of tools that we work with, such as breath. And you might notice that if you're experiencing fear or anxiety, we tend to hold the breath. And also, maybe if we're really focusing on something, we hold the breath. And the breath reflects our state of mind. So when we consciously change our breath, we come into the present moment. We're more relaxed and at ease in the present moment, more fully engaged in the present moment. And that's what we do throughout our practice. We start with a meditation to center, to calm, to relax. And that's where we want to be throughout our practice. So when we come to our edge, and I'll talk about that in a minute, we can relax there, not push, not resist, we notice if the mind's getting really active and going somewhere else. We want to stay fully present in the body so the body can inform us what it needs, so we can recognize those subtle messages and whatnot. So our edge is that place where we move too slowly, like perhaps we're coming into a side bend. We go slow, and you're going to just suddenly feel something. If you're really paying attention, you'll feel a little bit of resistance coming up. That's your edge. And that's when we're going to breathe, relax, and hold. And then the body is going to go a little bit further when it's ready. So that was just a little demonstration. And I'm going to teach you all a new breath. First of all, those who have not been here before, you'll learn the 3-part breath. But first I'm going to introduce the Ujjayi breath. It's a breath that slows the passage of breath by tightening up the throat just a little bit. There are muscles in the throat that we use when we're fogging up a mirror, like that. So we're going to do that, but with the mouth closed. So let's try that for just a minute. So we're going to tighten up the throat, inhale through the nose, and keep the mouth closed. And just notice the sound that's created. I don't know if I can make it loud enough for you to hear myself, but so that's the Ujjayi breath, and that's a wonderful breath to use when we're at our edge in a pose. And it's also a breath we can use in our life. So if we're feeling suddenly very stressed or anxious, you can sit and relax and breathe this way to slow the passage of breath. And it naturally calms the mind, brings us to a more balanced state and a relaxed state. So don't worry about remembering anything. I always repeat things over and over. So first we want to find a comfortable seated position, and I recommend to start leaning forward, scooting all the way back, and then coming upright. Bringing the feet in a little bit if you need to, adjusting if you need to. This way we're sitting up tall, we're not slouching, we've got a nice tall spine. Let your hands just come onto your thighs, relax your shoulders. The palms can be up or down. Down is more grounding and up would be more receptive. So I'm just going to keep my hands down. Wherever your hands landed is probably where it would feel best for you. And we're going to begin with a little meditation to center and ground. So just let your eyes softly close. And with your eyes closed, your attention naturally goes inside. We're moving away from the external stimulation, all that's going on outside, and just beginning to, for now, just feel your body. We're beginning to connect with our physical body. How does it feel? Where might you feel some tension or tightness or holding? So letting your whole body settle in from the feet and toes and ankles, and right up through the calves, consciously letting go into the knees, softening the thighs, the buttocks, your hips, your pelvis, through the waist, your spine, the area of your heart. Relax the shoulders, arms, hands and fingers. through the neck and your whole face. So letting the eyes soften, your jaw, the cheeks, even the tongue inside the mouth, let it relax. The scalp, your ears, your cheeks. You might even want to move your neck around a little bit. And then let's take a deep breath in. Let it go through the mouth. Draining out even more tensions in the body. And again, a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Let go even more. And now consciously send your breath into your belly without forcing. Maybe place your hand on your belly for that tactile sensation, feeling the belly expanding, not pushing it. Just let it softly fill as if you're filling a water bottle. And pay attention to that expansion of breath, the rising and falling of the breath. Draw the navel into the spine a little bit, and your next breath will flow a little more easily in and a little deeper. Inhaling into the belly and letting the breath rise to the lower ribs and all the way up to the chest. And letting the breath release from top to bottom, releasing from the chest to the ribs, and the belly comes in last. Again, not forcing, no strain, no struggle. Continue this breath, beginning from the belly, moving all the way up. And letting go. This is called the 3-part breath, or the Durga Pranayama breath. And notice the effect from just breathing these deep breaths in and out. Your body may be relaxing even more. The mind is quieting, centering, grounding, withdrawing more and more from the external. And now I'd like you to add your Ujjayi breath. If it gets to be too challenging, just continue this 3-part breath. But if it's available, contract the throat. Let the breath move through the throat. It's going to slow down even more. And now we can not only feel the breath, but we can hear the sound of breath, the ocean breath, Ujjayi breath. And when we pay attention to the sound of breath, and the sensations of breath, we're in the present moment. We're just here. We're entering a more conscious state of being, a state of being that we carry with us throughout our practice, and then we can bring this into our lives. I invite you now to chant one sound of Om with me. So sitting tall and relaxed, we'll first take a deep breath in. Exhale and let it go. And again, take a deep breath in. Come back to the 3-part breath. You may feel sensations in the body from that subtle vibration of chanting Om. Just feel that, connecting more deeply with the body. And your next inhalation, let your eyes begin to open softly. But let's maintain this inward focus, and we remain relaxed throughout our practice. So this morning we're going to begin with all the joints in our body. We have synovial fluid in the joints, and past the age of 30, unfortunately, that fluid doesn't produce unless we move them. So we're going to begin with the fingers. Get the fingers moving. And then we're going to move into the wrists. No need to go fast, just nice and slow and easy. You can feel what's happening. You might hear some popping and cracking, that's okay. Good. And just notice your breathing as you go. 3-part breath. Let's go the other way. So we're still filling the belly, letting the breath rise, and the rest of our body is very relaxed. Good. And we're going to move into the elbows. So let's bring the palms up, arms forward. Inhale and exhale. Let's bend the elbows, hands touch the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, open, and exhale. And inhale, and exhale. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. This time leave your fingertips on your shoulders. We're going to inhale and exhale, bring the elbows towards each other, and then inhale, bring the elbows up, and rotating the shoulders back and down. Inhaling forward and up, and exhale back and down. Again, we're moving slow. You might find a kink in your shoulder somewhere. Don't push through it. You can stop for a minute and wiggle, bringing the elbows as close together as you can. Good. Sometimes when we move very quickly, we're going to force right through a spot that needs a little bit of attention and loving care. So as I guide you through your practice, feel free to just stop somewhere and move around it to release some tension and holding. Good. Next time we come forward, we'll pause and exhale, bring the elbows down, coming the other way, opposite direction. Good. We hold a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulders, so this is a nice release. Good. Keep breathing. Follow those breaths into the belly, to the ribs, into the chest. And let your exhalations be long, smooth, and steady. Good. Last time coming around. And exhale, lower the hands, close your eyes just for a moment to relax the whole body, taking that next breath in and letting all tension drain out through the shoulders, arms, hands, fingers. And then again, opening your eyes. So we're going to rotate the hips a little bit. Some of you remember last week we did a cat, just a tilt of the pelvis actually, not cat and cow. We lifted the tail and then tucked it under. We did this kind of motion. I'll move to the side so you can see. It's a very subtle movement, lifting the tail and then tucking under. So we're just tilting the pelvis. And then from there, we're going to add a tilt to the left and to the right. So we're going to begin with an inhalation. Let the tail lift. You'll feel the heart lift up a little bit. And then we're going to shift to the left buttock. The right hip raises up. And then we're going to exhale, drop the tail, and then shift to the right buttock, the left hip lifts up. So you've got the idea. We're going to go a little faster. Inhale, the tail lifts, shifting left. Exhale, curling the tail under, shifting right. Inhale, lifting the tail, coming forward again, and rounding. Just rotating now. The subtle movements in the hip. We're creating some fluid now in the hip joint, in the pelvis, creating some warmth. Good. So again, this is a very subtle movement, and very effective, very nice. Next time you come forward, or wherever you are, pause and go the other way, right. Scooping the tail, shifting left, lift the tail, and just rotating the hips. Keep breathing. Sometimes we hold our breath, and we want to just keep that breath flowing, keep the body relaxed and the mind present. Good. And then coming back to center and relax. Place your hands on your thighs. Again, just a moment to come within. Take a deep breath and let it go, and feel your pelvis, your hips. You may not feel anything, but you may feel some subtle sensations. Just let your attention flow right there. And then opening the eyes, moving down the body into the knees. We're going to lift the left leg and straighten. Inhale. And exhale, bend. You don't have to lift your leg as high as mine, but we're just going to bend and straighten the knee, whatever feels right for you. Getting that fluid in that joint. You can even hold your knee with your hand, maybe rotate around the joint a little bit, warming it up. Good. One more. Good. And relax. And now the right leg. Straighten and bend. Good. Again, notice your breath. Sometimes sighing is really nice. We can let go of a little excess tension that way. And it's also nice to just subtly lift the corners of your mouth. Get a little subtle smile there. Good. And then release. Take a breath. Let your legs relax. Good. Open your eyes. Now we're going to lift one leg and the other. Let's rotate the ankles. We can go opposite directions, or you might want to go both directions. Either way, we'll switch halfway through and just feel those ankles. You might have a little popping. See if you can point the toes as you come around and spread the toes out when you come up. So we're really getting good workout in the ankles. And let's go the other direction. Good. Notice if you're holding your breath. Good. And relax. And again, just rest your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath. Closing the eyes. Exhaling fully and just feeling. Coming back to balance. Breath relaxed. Open the eyes. Let's take a breath in. Bring the right arm out and up. And exhale, drop it to the right and drop your left ear to your shoulder. Feel the stretch through the right side. Inhale, reach up, bring the head back up. And this time, exhale, lower the arm and turn your head to the left and drop the head down. Drop the chin towards the armpit. Inhale, bring the head back up, looking forward, arm is up. And exhale, lower the arm once again, dropping the left ear to the shoulder. And now hold here, reach through the right fingertips. Let that stretch and open that right side. And from here, turn your chin down towards your armpit once more, and then bring it up. We're just going to rotate, maybe bringing the head up a little higher, looking up. Maybe dropping the chin and lifting the head. Maybe turning the palm up. So we're just loosening up these muscles in the neck and the shoulders. And feel free to move any other way. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Just listen to your body. What would feel good? Imagine you're waking up and you're just stretching. You don't think about it. It just happens. And then inhale, bring that right arm back up. Raise the head back up. And exhale, lower that right arm. Take a deep breath. Exhale it out. Every pause, we return back to that state of calm and peace and serenity. And this time, inhaling the left arm out and up. And exhale, lower as we drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Again, feeling the stretch. The breaths are long and steady, long exhalations. Inhale, bring the arm back up, the head back up. And exhale, turning your gaze, lowering the arm, and then dropping the chin. Inhaling back up. And exhale, lower, drop the ear to the shoulder. And now hold steady, reach to the left fingers, get that nice stretch, and then begin to explore. Whatever might feel good. Notice your hot spot. Everybody has a different place of holding and tension, so make those explorations. And you might find a spot that's particularly tight or sore, and then you can make micro movements around that area. This is going to help facilitate a release. Good. When you feel ready, inhale, bring the arm and the head back up. And exhale, lower that arm back down. Again, close your eyes, breathe in deeply. And again, draining out. Coming back to this moment, this breath, this body, feeling a little more spaciousness in the body. And then opening the eyes again when you're ready. Let's bring the hands, palms facing away from you, up high. We're going to take a breath in and exhale. We're going to reach the palms over to the right as we turn our gaze to the left. And then we're going to press 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, press left, look right. 1, 2, 3. Come back. Inhale. Exhale, right. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, back to center. Lower your hands. One more in-breath. Exhale fully. Good. And now we're going to reach the right palm down and the left palm up. And we're going to press again. Reach, press, press, press. We're going to pulse again 3 times. 1, really press. 2, take those breaths. Inhale. And 3, press, press, press. Now hold for a moment. Press, 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 and reach opposite directions. You can press into your feet a little bit to get a little height. And then inhale, bring the hands back to center, and we'll switch, pressing the left palm down, the right palm up. Inhale, press, and press, and press. And now hold, opposite directions. Use your breath to find that peace. You can even close your eyes, breathe deeply. And then inhale and release the hands back. Lower the hands to the thighs, closing the eyes. And again, a deep breath in. And notice that exhalation, how it releases the whole body, all that, anything that's accumulated. And we're just feeling soft and calm and centered. And opening our eyes. So we've moved our joints, almost all our joints in every direction you can. But we're going to work with the spine a little bit more with a side bend. So we're going to bring the right hand to the side of the chair. We're going to inhale the left arm out and up. And if it's ever uncomfortable to have the arm up like this, you can place your hand on your shoulder or your head and let the elbow lead. Otherwise, inhale, lengthen, press into your feet, get really tall up through the spine, and exhale, reach up and over to the right. Slowly so we can find our edge. Let's inhale, come back up. And as we exhale, once again, slowly and consciously find your edge, and that's where your ability to relax meets some resistance. Hold at your edge, root down that left sits bone. This is going to open the left body a little bit more. If your elbow's bent, reach that elbow up so you get length in the left side. Breathe deeply, hit the edge, belly, ribs, chest, 3-part Durga Pranayama breath. And inhale, keep reaching as you come up slowly. And exhale, lower that left hand. Bring your hands to your thighs. Momentary pause. Inhale. And release. Good. Bringing the left hand to the side of the chair. This time inhaling, the right arm up. Again, pressing into the feet and your sits bones in the chair so you can gain height. Inhale, one more length. And exhale, as you reach, come over to the left. Focus on the reach. Ground into your right sits bone, into the chair, and let that right body open. Again, if that elbow's bent, just let the elbow reach up. Relax your eyes, your jaw, your feet. And you press and lengthen. Breathe. And inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, lowering that arm, both hands on the thighs, eyes closed. One more deep breath. And let it go. And opening our eyes. And now a simple spinal twist. Just in our early stages of our practice today, we don't want to do a serious twist, so a very gentle twist. Let's inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Feel again your feet pressing down into the earth, your sits bones in your chair to gain height, reach up. So you want to keep that height, take a breath in, and exhale, begin to twist to the left as the arms lower down. We're still tall. The left hand can come behind the chair, the right hand on your left thigh. And exhale without pushing, just let the navel come around to the left, the ribs, the left shoulder, and maybe looking over your left shoulder. All this time we're breathing, we're getting tall with the in-breath and softening with the exhalation. That helps you to deepen into the twist. It might be just a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms back up, again lengthening up through the spine. And this time exhale, twisting to the right, lowering the right hand to the side of the chair, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Keep the feet pressing down, the sits bones so the spine's really tall through the crown. And we're twisting now navel, ribs, and chest. No forcing. Keep the breath deep and steady, bringing the right shoulder a little bit back, gazing over the right shoulder if it feels right on your neck. Pressing into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms overhead. And exhale slowly. Allow the arms to float back down. Feel the body releasing that tension. Hands on the thighs. Again, breathing softly. Coming right back. And just feeling how nice it is to just be. The simpleness of just being. And opening your eyes. And some of you who have been in my class for a while might remember this next exercise. It's really nice for opening the chest. A lot of us come forward, especially as we get older, and we want to do all the exercises we can to open the chest area. So this has the initials YWLT. It means you will live tall. So we start with the Y, which is bringing the arms up on a breath in. If your elbows need to bend a little bit, that's okay. If it hurts to have the arms too high, then lower them a little bit. But just gently reach through the fingers. Press into your feet and your sits bones, get length. And as you inhale next, press the arms back. Don't push. Find that first edge, stay there, take another breath, breathe into where it feels tight. And as you exhale, allow that tight area to soften a little bit. Maybe press the arms back a little bit more. You can close your eyes if you like. That can help you to feel a little bit more. One more breath in. And then inhale and slowly lower the arms back down. And one big breath. And feel the effects. Let your pelvis relax, your legs. Good. And now coming into our W shape. Inhale, bring the arms out. This time we're going to bend the elbows in cactus. So we're kind of a W shape here. Bring the elbows down a little bit. You see that shape? Good. So inhale, again, pressing into the feet and the sits bones. We always want to get tall in the spine. And now we're going to press the arms back as we exhale. And then keep inhaling and exhaling. Inhale to lengthen and open. Exhale to soften. Notice if your head is coming forward. If the head is forward like this, you want to bring it back. Good. Keep breathing in, expanding and pressing those elbows and hands back. Feel the muscles working here, different set of muscles. One more breath. And exhale slowly. Again, release. Feel as you lower your hands that shift, those sensations, and your breath. Good, and opening your eyes when you're ready. You might still feel some sensations in your arms, I wouldn't doubt. Now we're coming into our L, so we're going to bring the elbows into the body and hands out. Relax the shoulders down. Notice if they're lifting up. That might be a habitual place that we tense up, so let them relax. We're going to sit up tall once more, pressing into the feet and the sits bones. Inhale and exhale. Press those hands back, keeping the elbows into the body just as best you can. palms facing forward. Keep breathing. And see if your mind can just melt and merge right into the body. We can notice if the thoughts start rising, and that's normal. And just see if you can come into the body and breath and just be here. One more breath. And as you exhale, release everything down. One more inhalation. Let it go. And opening your eyes slowly. One more. You might be feeling that now, and that's good. This is something we should be doing every day. Open this chest area. Let's inhale, bring the arms out to the sides. This is our T. You can even spread the fingers wide. Really reach now. Get some good energy here. That's called prana in yoga. We want to feel that. Feel your feet rooted down, pressing your sits bones so you can be tall. Inhale. And exhale, press the arms back. Find your edge. Notice if the shoulders start creeping up. Notice if your head is forward. Bring it in. Relax as you hold. Where might you be able to relax where you're holding, where you don't need to hold? Feel that expansion in the heart as you breathe into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, opening through the fingers. And those exhalations just softening a little bit. One more breath. And exhale, slowly release. Close your eyes. Feel and be. And if you're needing any other movement, you might feel the need to rotate the shoulders. Please feel free to do that. You might want to twist or shake it out. This is what your body needs. This is what we're doing, paying attention to what our body is telling us. These subtle messages. Good. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, we're going to scoot forward in the chair. So we'll be kind of on the edge a little bit. We're going to bring the right foot forward, the heel on the floor, toes up. I'm going to scoot back a little bit because you can't see my toes. All right, good. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. So now we have the left foot on the floor. We're going to press down as well into the sits bones on the chair to be tall. Chin is tucked in. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to reach the arms forward and up as we hinge forward at the hips. We're not rounding the spine. We're lifting the arms forward and up, lifting the heart. And then we're inhaling. We're going to separate the hands. We're going to lean back in cactus, lifting the heart. And then exhale once more, palms together. Reach the arms forward and up. Lift your tailbone up, lift your heart. And inhale, bring the hands back in, cactus, leaning back. Press into that right foot for support. Let the heart lift and open, elbows back. And again, exhale, hands to the heart and reaching forward and up. We're going to hold here for just a moment. Take a breath in. If your arms are uncomfortable, you can bring them down to your hips. That's fine. Elbows back, keeping the heart lifting up. Otherwise, reaching. And inhale, we're going to bring the arms all the way up now as best you can. Exhale into cactus, lift the heart. And then inhale, come back to center, lower the hands, keep that right foot long, but just close your eyes for a moment and let your legs relax, your belly, your shoulders. And then opening the eyes. So place your left hand on your hip and the back of your right hand on the inside of your right thigh. And we're just going to turn a little bit towards the left. Not a big twist, just a little bit. With that right heel on the floor, feel that heel as if it can pull into your hip a little bit so the leg is nice and strong. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're just going to hinge forward. Let that hand, that right hand, slide down along the inside of the right leg. Again, you stop when your body says to stop. It might be here. It might be here. But just sliding down. And every breath is deep. And exhalations allow us to soften and maybe go a little deeper without any force. So here's a nice place to add your Ujjayi breath, the ocean breath, contracting the throat. And you might notice as you exhale, the whole body can release, and you might come down a little further, but this is only when the body is able to. We're letting go of any thoughts in the mind. Oh, I'm going to go further now. And that's when we start pushing. And let's inhale, slowly come back up. And bring the hands to the side of the chair. Inhale, press into the hands in your chair and let your heart lift up. And if you feel so inclined, if you want to check your arm strength, you can press into your right foot and maybe lift your buttocks off the chair a little bit. And it's okay if you don't. Come down anytime you need to, but roll the shoulders back, lift your chest up towards the sky. Keep the chin a little tucked. We don't want to drop the head back. So if your chin is way up and you're dropping your head back, bring it up a little bit. Keep the chin tucked. Breathe. Once again, we're opening the heart, and we're going to inhale, release, come up, draw that right foot in, bring our hands to our thighs, and now just let the body completely relax. You might notice now that it's easier to come into the stillness. The mind is getting more used to this calm, and it becomes very attractive. It's a very nice place to be, very soothing. And opening our eyes, we're going to bring the left foot forward. Heel is on the floor. Hands again to the heart. Rooted in the sits bones and that right foot on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, reaching forward and up. And inhale, coming back. Coming into cactus, leaning back a little bit, engaging the core, lift your heart, and exhale. Bringing the palms together, reaching forward and up. Feel the stretch in the back of that left thigh. Inhale, coming up and into cactus once more, leaning back. Chin is a little tucked. And exhale. Now we're going to hold, so reach forward and up. This is going to prevent our spines from rounding by reaching forward and up, lifting your tail, holding as best you can. Again, if your arms are getting uncomfortable, you can lower them, but keep the heart lifting forward and lift your tail, or bring your hands to your hips, elbows in and back. You can see on the side, I'm not rounding, I'm lifting, right? Inhale, slowly come back up. Again, cactus, lift the heart. And exhale, lower the hands to the thighs, keep that left leg out. And let go into all the sensations that are flooding the body. There's a natural effect from releasing energy through our poses. You'll see it's very calming, very centering. And again, opening your eyes when you're ready. We're going to bring the right hand to the right hip this time. The back of the left hand to the inside of the left thigh. Pull the left toes in. Feel as though that heel can pull right into your hip socket. We're going to gently turn a little bit to the right, taking a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly hinge forward. Very slowly now. We're finding that edge. We're hunting for that first edge where we feel something, a little sensation. Stop there, take that breath. And exhale, just let those exhalations guide you to where you need to be. Keep the heart lifted a bit and open. The further down you come, the more you want to lift your tail upwards. And on your next breath, slowly come back up. Good. And we're ready to bring our hands to the side of the chair once more. Pressing into the hands, leaning back, and lifting the heart upwards. And again, you can stay right here, keeping the chin tucked, lengthening the back of the neck as you reach the head back, not letting the head drop back. Good. And if you like, you can press more into the hands and into that right foot and maybe lift your buttocks up. Maybe not. It's okay. Wherever you are is just right for you. Notice your breathing, belly, ribs, chest. Maybe the Ujjayi breath. One more inhalation. Let it go. And then inhale and slowly come back up. Draw that left foot back in. Get comfortable in your chair, maybe scooting back a little bit, hands on your thighs. And just close your eyes and receive this flood of energy that's now moving and shifting in your body, creating more spaciousness, a little more openness and spaciousness in our mind as well. Heartbeat returning to natural. And just letting the mind melt into the body. And then letting your eyes open when you're ready. So we're going to try a little challenging pose here. You might need to scoot up a little bit in your chair. We're going to bring our hands to the side, and you're going to have to move around to find a balancing point on your sits bones. Because what we're going to do is lean back a little bit and bring one foot up, and then maybe the other. You'll immediately feel your core engaged. If it's too challenging, just lift up one and come up to the toe of the other one. So find a place. I like to have my hands on the front of the chair. That helps. Maybe I can lift both that way. Breathing. One more. And exhale, release down. Ah. Hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath. And if that was really challenging, notice what may have come up for you. Any self-judgment, frustration, that's okay. But in yoga, we learn to be okay with what is. Let it be, let it go. Come back to the present moment. This is all there is, just this, right here, right now, one breath at a time. And when you're ready, let your eyes open. And we're going to come to standing for some standing poses with the assistance of the chair as needed. So please stand and come behind your chair. I'm going to turn my chair to the side. You don't have to turn yours. You can leave it where it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn with our backs to the chair, but you won't be able to see me. So let me show you first what we're going to do. I'm going to stand with my back to the chair with my feet hip-width apart, and that's about 2 fists distance. I'm going to hold the chair behind me. If your shoulders are uncomfortable, you can bring the hands further apart. The closer they are together, the more you'll get that opening in the chest, the shoulder blades come together. And I'm going to press into my feet and into the chair to lift my heart and get a back bend, but I'm pulling the low back in. I'm not lifting the tail and coming back. I'm pulling the low back in, lifting the pubic bone up towards the navel up towards the heart. And again, I'm not dropping my head back. I'm lengthening through the back of the neck and feeling the opening in my chest area. This is a wonderful thing to do if you just ever think of it at home when you come across a chair. So now you can turn around, face your back to the chair, and have your hands behind you. If you have a tall chair, you might want to slide the hands down towards the sides a little bit so your elbows can be relaxed. Good. Feet hip-width apart. Feel the feet pressing down. As you press into the feet, lengthen up through your spine. Feel the shoulder blades coming towards each other behind you. And pull your low back into the spine and lift your heart. Lengthen from between the shoulder blades to the base of your skull as you reach up through the crown, and focus on the heart and let it feel as if it's lifting right up towards the sky. Opening even more with every breath in. Soften on your exhalations. Notice your feet, if they're slipping, the weight slipping over to the sides or the inside. Equal pressure. Unlock your knees. And on your next inhalation, slowly release. Exhale, soften, and slowly turn yourself back around. Good. I always say that when everybody does that, you look 10 years younger. So that's a good thing. All right, so I'm turning my chair back. We're now going to prepare for triangle pose or Trikonasana pose. So first we want to have a wide stance. And I'm going to turn my left toes in just a little bit. And the right toes, I'm turning all the way to the right. And if you look down, your right heel would go right through your arch of the left foot if you drew a line. So take a look. So you might need to bring that foot in or back, forward or back a little bit. And also the torso has a tendency to turn over to the right. We want to turn the torso forward. The upper buttocks we want to bring down and the tailbone in and the belly comes in. So just to demonstrate, we don't want to have the tail lifting. We want to pull it down and in and the belly in. Okay? So when you find a comfortable stance, the torso is facing forward. Again, upper buttocks are down and in. The belly is pulling in a little bit. Find your breath here. Breathe deeply in and out. And then we're going to bring the right arm out and up. And again, you can bend your elbow, bring your hand to your head if your shoulder's uncomfortable, or place your hand on your shoulder. Either way, we're going to lead with the elbow this way if you need to. Otherwise, arms straight up. Lengthen by pulling the feet together a little bit. You're going to feel the legs active here. Take another breath in, stay tall, and exhale. We're going to hinge over to the right. You might just stop here. You might stop here. Just go to where it feels right for you. And then when you find that edge, we're going to lower the right hand to the chair. You can, or to your leg, or actually, let's bring it to the chair. Bring your right hand to the chair, and your left hand can come to your hip. And I like to use my left hand to bring that left hip back a little bit. So we have a tendency to come forward here. We want to bring the left hip back. This is, again, an opening in the body, a subtle twist, bringing the left shoulder back. And if you like, you can bring that left arm straight up. Good. Everybody looks really nice. See if you can lengthen here as well, rather than, notice if you're crunching in that, you want to press those hips to the left and bring that left arm straight up. Breathe deeply. This is very strengthening for the legs. It's great for the feet. Good for the hips. And inhale, slowly come back up. Now bring the left hand to the chair. And we're going to come into exalted warrior pose. We're going to bring the right arm up. And exhale, we're just going to hinge over now to the left. Go slow. Again, we're finding our first edge. There might be several edges in a pose. Stop when you find the first one. Take that breath. Maybe even close your eyes. And exhale. Keep reaching as you soften to the left. Doesn't matter how far you come. Good. And inhale, slowly come back up. Lower that right arm. Hands on the chair. Turn the right toes in. And let's heel toe the feet together. And then stand just to release anything that's accumulated. Maybe close your eyes or just keep your eyes soft. Breathe deeply. And let it go. And again, opening our eyes. And let's take that wide stance once more. For Trikonasana, triangle pose on the other side. Left toes now turn all the way to the left. Right toes in just a little bit. Torso facing forward. Upper buttocks are down, pulling the tail in, pulling the navel in a little bit. And you're going to feel tall in your spine. Feel the feet pressing down and that energy lifting up through the legs so the legs are strong, as if the feet can pull towards each other, and lengthening straight up through the crown. Good. Inhale, reach the left arm out and up. Elbow bent if needed. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to reach now to the left. Let that right hip shift over to the right and just reach. Don't worry about how far you come because then you're going to round. We just want to reach. Feel that almost like you're doing a side bend on the left. Good. Reach. And then when you find that edge, just go ahead and lower that left hand to the chair and bring the right hand to the hip and just bring that right hip back a little bit. So notice how I might be here, but I can bring that right hip back. And then maybe bring the hand to the shoulder and bring the right shoulder back. If you can't bring it back, you might need to come up a little bit. And then we can bring the right arm straight up. Good. Breathe here now. Find your edge. Again, maybe even closing your eyes so you can find exactly where there's the most tension and breathe into that area as if you had lungs. In yoga, we learn that energy follows attention. So as we place our attention there and the breath, well, naturally we can soften it a little bit. Good. Breathe as you hold. Notice what's passing through in the mind. Ujjayi breath, focus on sound of breath. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, lower that right hand to the chair. Preparing for exalted warrior. Inhale the left arm out and up. Keep lengthening as you now exhale and slowly hinge over to the right. Good. Deep breaths. No perfect pose, just that pose which is perfect for your body. Let go into it. Where do you feel it in the body? Breathe into it. Inhale, reach and come all the way up. Exhale, lower that left arm, place it on the chair. Lift the left toes, turn them in. And then again, bring the heels together, the toes together. And then walk the feet together and let go for a moment. You can close your eyes if it feels right, if you have your balance. Otherwise, keep your eyes closed, or open a little bit, excuse me. Good. And then letting your eyes open when you're ready. You can always pause anytime you need to or have a seat. Let's come over to the left side of the chair. We're going to work our hips a little bit more. So let's stand firm on our feet. Maybe spread the toes a little bit. Even if you're in shoes, let them spread out. And I should have mentioned in the beginning, it is best to be barefoot in yoga. It's best to be on a hardwood floor. But whatever works best for you is going to be fine. We're going to shift our weight into the right foot. We're going to bend the left knee and lift it up. So just hold on to the chair for now. And then we're going to rotate the hip, bringing the knee back and around. So it might feel fine right now, but after a little bit, you're going to start feeling it, because how often do we do this in our day, right? So just rotate, breathe, inhaling up and back, exhaling around. Good. Opening up that hip muscle. Good. And then coming back the other direction. Lubricating that joint, that large joint, the largest joint in the body. So we really want to give that some attention. Good. Have a little smile, because we're all very happy we can move our hips. One more. And release. Take a breath. And you'll feel a flood of sensations. Witness them draining out. And they'll come to the other side. So again, standing tall, spreading the toes, shifting our weight into the left foot now. Bend your right knee, lift up the foot. And let's begin some rotations in one direction. Oh, again, you might notice a hot spot or a little place that's tight. You can just stay there and move around it a little bit. No problem. You want to feel what's happening with you. You can even assist by holding the knee. And then we're going to pause and go the other way. Good. So we're also gaining strength by standing on our left leg. Are you breathing? One more. And release. And just feel, take that deep breath. Oh, doesn't that feel good to let go right here? And open the eyes. I'm turning my chair. No need to turn yours. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. We're going to come into pyramid pose. So bring the feet hip width apart. Again, that's 2 fists distance. Stand tall on your feet. Extend up through the spine and crown. Take a full breath in. And exhale, shift to your left foot and take a step back with your right. So both heels can be down. It's possible to turn the right toes out to the right a little bit if you're not feeling steady, but make sure your feet are hip width apart and you can still stand tall. You might want to bring that left foot a little closer to the chair so you could be nice and tall. Good. So we're going to hinge at the hip creases. So again, it's not a rounding of the spine, it's just a hinge from the hips. So it's a flexion of the hips, not the spine. Keep that right hip forward. Sometimes our right hip wants to come back, so keep it forward as best you can. Press into both feet, get really tall, tuck the chin in a little bit. And as we exhale, we're going to begin to hinge forward. So this is where you want to go slow. You want to feel the heart lifting up. The lower you go, you want to feel your tail lifting up. And just finding that edge. You're going to feel a stretch in the back of the left leg, that hamstring. Let yourself stop where you need and breathe. Send the breath into that tight spot. Reach your heart forward by pulling your elbows in and back so the shoulders stay away from the ears. You want to lengthen through the back of the neck, through the base of the skull. And breathe. And you feel free to soften that left knee, but press into that foot. That's going to help keep the tail lifted and reach the spine nice and long. Take those breaths as you need. Add your Ujjayi breath at the edge. You may exhale and come a little further. You may not be coming nearly as far as I am. That's absolutely fine. You all look good. Good. And pressing into that left foot. Inhale and slowly come back up. You can bend that front knee and step forward. And now take a moment to feel with that next breath. Close your eyes or soften. And let it go. And getting ready for the other side. Opening our eyes, feet hip width apart. Take a nice breath in and exhale, stepping back with the left foot this time. And again, if needed, turn those left toes out a little bit so you have more stability. Good. Pressing down, inhale, lengthening, and exhale, slowly hinging. Keep that left hip square with the right, going slow. This side might be different. You may just stop a little sooner. Just breathe, relax. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to be. And just those exhalations are going to send a message to your body that you're safe and you can come further. Some of you may want to bring your hands down to the chair seat, depending on what kind of chair you have. Soften the right knee if you need to, but press into the foot. Let your tail lift and reach your heart forward. Drawing those elbows into the body. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. Remember to be long in the back of the neck, from between the shoulder blades to the base of the skull, reaching through the crown. Feel the back right thigh now. Give it time to open and relax. No rush. And on your next breath, slowly come back up. Bend your right knee, step forward, and now relax. Let all the doing dissolve into emptiness. And just receive the benefits of your pose. And then opening the eyes when you're ready. So let me demonstrate first what we're doing next. It's called Warrior 3 pose. It's a balancing pose. And it can be challenging. So of course, this is a pose to pay attention to your edge. Everybody's different, right? So you have the feet hip width apart. I'm going to bring my right foot back. And I'm going to lift the toe just a little bit. And I'm going to, again, hinge at the hips. So we have a tendency to, if the leg won't come up any higher, we just want to start rounding down. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to get that lift. We always want to feel a lift. And just coming to where you can. I can come lower, but I'm going to stop here. And my right foot's back, so I'm going to bring my left arm forward. I'm going to reach in opposite directions, and it's a lifting and a reaching. So you can see this hinging, not this. We don't want to be here. Okay, so we're ready to try that? Some of you already did, good. All right, so stand with your feet hip width apart. Shift your weight to your left foot, stand tall on the left side. Let's bring the right toes back. Take a deep breath in. Lift your right toes just a little bit, and then focus on that hinge forward at the hips. You may stop right here. Maybe you're here. That's fine. But just find where it works for you. Take another deep breath in. Feel that lift, and maybe hinge a little further. And if it's available to you, keep your right hand on the chair and bring your left arm alongside your ear and reach in opposite directions. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift the left fingers as you reach and lift the right toes. Deep breaths here now. Feel the strength in your left leg. Feel the strength in your left arm. Feel the length in your spine from the right toes through the left fingers. 2 more deep breaths. If that's too many, just 1, or else release. You can soften your left knee. Inhale and exhale slowly. Lower the arm, come back up, lower the right toes. Bring that right foot in. You're going to feel that. Maybe shake out the legs a little bit, or just come into stillness, whatever feels good. Soft eyes, deep breaths. That's a really good pose to practice our breathing, our Ujjayi breath. So make sure you do that on the next side. I'll remind you. Again, feet hip width apart when you're ready for the other side. Press down, extend out through the spine. 1 more breath in. Shift your weight to the right foot. Bring the left foot back on your toes. Keep the hips square towards the chair. Another breath in to lengthen. Lift the toes a little bit of the left foot. And exhale, slow hinge forward. Keep the heart lifting up. This is going to keep you from rounding in your spine. Lengthen from between the shoulder blades through the base of the skull and the crown of the head. And if it's available, reach your right arm alongside your ear. And again, feel that lift up. Breathing and lengthening. So we want the length and to lift. Reach through the left toes and then reach through the right fingers. We're creating a wonderful stretch through the paraspinal muscles in the spine. Add your Ujjayi breath at this edge. I'm going to take a look at everyone. Everybody looks good. Good. Breathe. We're going to hold for 2 more breaths. If that's too many, come out when you need to. Feel free to soften the right knee a little bit if you need to. But keep the lift and the length. Reach, reach, reach. And inhale, slowly come up. Lower the right hand. Bring the left foot back in. And breathe. I'm just paying attention to every subtle sensation in the body. Shaking it out if you need to. You might have another stretch you need to do to recover. And opening the eyes when you're ready. I'm going to turn my chair back. So I'd like to do 1 more pose standing. If for some reason you've had enough, please sit down, sit this one out, and join us back in the chair. Otherwise, if you'd like another balancing pose, please join me. Let's stand with our feet together. And you want to spread out the toes by lifting them up and lowering them down. The heels are slightly apart. And you really want to feel the feet rooted in a balancing pose. We often don't pay attention to our breath when we're balancing, and we tend to hold the breath, so we're going to focus on the inhalations and exhalations, as we always do through our poses. And for balancing, we also want to gaze at one point, not a sharp point, but it's called a drishti gaze, a soft, relaxed gaze, so you see the peripheral vision around it, either on the floor in front of you or a point on a wall in front of you. So pressing down into the feet, again, we're going to extend up through the spine, out through the crown, nice and tall. We're going to shift our weight into the right foot, bend the left knee, and turn the left toes out. And you can be on the toes and let your left heel be touching your right ankle. This is a perfect place to be. Before you go further, make sure that right hip isn't pressed out. You want to pull it in, and you can assist that by pressing into that right foot firmly to be really tall. If it's available, you can bring that foot a little higher, just not at the knee. So this is your challenge. I'm going to be here today. This left knee drops down and gently back, this left knee. Let's bring the left hand to the heart. If your chin is coming forward, once more, notice if the chin's forward, tuck it in. Drop your upper buttocks, pull the tail in, belly's in, and you can stay here or experiment, releasing the right hand. And just notice, it's okay to wobble. We notice the lower body is really strong, the upper body is a little bit more soft. The hands can be at the heart, or maybe you want to bring the arms out to the sides. We can bring the ring finger and thumb together. It's a nice mudra, it's a grounding mudra. And gazing at that one point, follow your breath. Maybe the Ujjayi breath, listening to the sound, sensations of breathing. Notice the calming effect. No judgment here. One more breath. And exhale, slowly lower the arms, hold the chair, stand tall on that right leg, press down as you release the left. And again, just feel all those muscles that are working to hold you up, to balance. And opening our eyes, ready for the other side, coming over to the right side of your chair. Feet together, spread your toes, press into the feet. And starting in our mountain pose, the upper buttocks are down, pulling the tail in, the belly comes in, and as you press evenly into all four corners of the feet, lengthen up through your spine. Shifting our weight now to the left foot, the left leg, real tall, not letting that left hip jut out, pull it in by pressing down. Bending your right knee, turning the toes out, and find your balance on this side. The balance changes from day to day, moment to moment even. So find where it works best for you. Let that right knee drop down and back nice and gently. Breathe. Maybe bring the right hand to the heart. And you can keep that hand on the chair or lift and lower. Find your balance. Keep breathing. As you breathe in, lengthening upwards. And if you like to bring your arms into cactus, again with our nice grounding mudra, ring finger and thumb touching. Feel the opening of your chest as you press into that left foot. Breathing in and out. Ujjayi Durga Pranayama breath, the three-part ocean breath. Soft eyes, soft gaze. One more. And exhale, slowly release. Release the right foot down. Take one deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. And a well-deserved rest. Let's have a seat. You've worked very hard. And we'll just take a moment to relax, to breathe again, to settle. And just checking in with yourself. How are you feeling? Have I pushed myself? Have I stopped where I needed to stop? And it's okay, whatever you did, just let it be. It's just a time to observe ourselves, to observe our reactive patterns. And then opening up our eyes. So we have 2 more poses, nothing strenuous. We want to do another spinal twist and a nice forward fold, and then we'll move into Shavasana, our relaxation pose. So let's come over to the right side of our chair. So the right buttock and right thigh are on the chair, and the right hand is on the back of the chair. And we're going to bring the left leg out to the side with the foot on the floor. Right knee is above the right ankle. So check that. Toes are facing straight ahead. Good. And we're going to bring the left hand either to your right thigh, outside the right knee, the thigh, or maybe on the chair behind you. And your right hand can be either on the back of the chair, you can see where my hand is, or on the back, chair back. Okay? So find what works for you. So we're going to press down into that right foot. And when we twist, we always want to lengthen. So we're going to inhale, get tall from that sits bone, right up through the spine and crown. And as we exhale, we'll gently twist to the right, just from the navel, and then to the ribs, and then bringing that right shoulder back. But stay broad in the collarbone area. So we're widening there. Keep the chin tucked in. Root down in that sits bone and that right foot. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale to twist. Maybe turning your gaze all the way right. Stay tall. Inhale deeply as you slowly unwind. Come back to center. Let's draw that left foot in, and we'll slowly make our way to the other side. So the left buttock and thigh are on the chair, the left hand on the back, and bringing the right foot out to the side. The right hand is going to be on the outside of your left thigh or knee. Place your left hand wherever you placed it before, or whatever feels good. I'm going to place mine here this time. So rooted in that left foot, the ankle's below the knee, so check that alignment. Inhale first, get tall by pressing into the foot. And exhale gently, now twisting left. From the belly, then the ribs, and then the chest. Every breath we take in, we consciously lengthen upwards, stay tall. And on the exhalation, you might soften a little deeper into the twist. Never forcing, consciously breathing. Ujjayi Durga Pranayama, three-part breath with Ujjayi sound, ocean sound. Stay tall as we inhale and slowly unwind. Good. Drawing that right foot back in, coming back to center, taking a moment now just to receive the effects of the spinal twist, creating more fluid between each vertebra, more nourishment to the spine, and letting all the tension just drain out. You may find there's still a place in your body that's holding on, and that's okay. You just want to notice it. For me, it tends to be my jaw. So I'll bring our attention to the jaw, make sure it's soft, and the eyes. And let your eyes slowly open as we prepare for a wide leg forward fold. It's really nice to neutralize the spine after our Trikonasana and our triangle pose. So nice and wide with the knees pointing over the toes. Second and third toe, so take a look. You don't want to be too wide. It's about a 45-degree angle. And it's your choice. If your arms are tired and your chest had enough opening today, you can just keep your hands on your hips with the elbows coming back. Or you might want to bring your arms out into cactus. Either way, and if they get tired, just lower the arms. So inhale, press into the feet and the sits bones, get tall. Press the elbows back, keep the chin tucked, and as you exhale, we're going to hinge again at the hip creases. So by pressing the elbows back, you're going to prevent the rounding of the spine, right? Lifting the heart. The lower you come down, you want to begin to lift your tail. Root those feet. Elbows at shoulder height. And again, at some point, you may wish to just place your hands on your thigh. You can bring the elbows in and back to squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Bring the back of the heart to the front of the heart. Keep the chin tucked. And maybe as you exhale, you'll come a little further. Again, not forcing, This is your practice, your body. Really nice for the low back. Feel the feet on the floor, your hands maybe on your thighs now, and press yourself up slowly with an in-breath. Ah, nice. Let's walk the feet back together. And now we'll prepare for our final pose, Shavasana. So it's going to be a short meditation where you really can let go. So you want to find a comfortable position so your body doesn't disturb you. So again, if you like, lean forward, scoot as far back as you can, come up. So you're sitting tall. You can widen your feet if that feels good. Any position for your legs, your arms, your hands can be up or down on your thighs. Maybe roll the shoulders back a little bit and just let your eyes softly close. We'll do a quick body scan to release all remaining tension in the body. So again, starting at the toes. And just feel whatever's there in your toes, little sensations, little tingling, maybe nothing, that's okay. And then the whole foot, the arch, the heels, the ankles. And then moving up into the calves and your knees. Let the thighs be soft and very heavy. Feel your pelvis and hips open and relaxed. And a very soft belly. Feel the spine. All those muscles holding you up, but see where you can relax around the whole back area. The area of your heart. Right into your shoulders, flowing down the arms to the elbows, the forearms, hands and fingers. Relax through the neck, the throat, and the whole face, the whole head, eyes, cheeks, the jaw. And place the tip of the tongue behind the front teeth at the roof of the mouth. When the mind is active, the tongue will have micro movements. So by placing the tip of the tongue there, it quiets the mind a little bit more. It's normal for the mind to be active, but in our Shavasana, we can just observe, become witness of those thoughts, and come back to our breath. So just follow your breath. Witness every breath in and every breath out. Letting go a little bit more with every exhalation. Feeling the calm, the safety, the peace of just being here. coming back to the breath. Our mind may have wandered. You may notice that your breath is barely perceptible or has gotten very, very soft and shallow. Notice how relaxed your body feels in this moment. And as we return back to this present moment, feel your body once again. Feel the feet on the floor and your hands on your thighs. So let's wiggle the fingers and the toes. And making some larger movements, rotating the wrists and the ankles. Just going one direction and then the other. And now without any thought at all, just let your body stretch as it feels like stretching in this moment. You might want a full body stretch, reaching out, the whole body, it feels good. And when you feel complete, slowly come back to a seated position with your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, let it go. In this moment, you're surrounded by peace. In this moment, peace flows through you. In this moment, you are an instrument of peace. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. And please join me once more in the sound of Om. Breathing into the belly, the ribs, the chest. Letting it go. And taking another deep breath in. And slowly opening your eyes into the next moment of your day and your life. Jai Bhagwan. Jai Bhagwan means victory to your divinity, to your spirit. Thank you all for joining me. I'm very glad to have been with you again today. Thank you.